Hello everyone. Today I'll be doing my prediction of the 2023 NBA playoffs. I guess play-in, playoffs, the whole thing, the postseason, basically. Yeah. So I guess this year has been pretty special because pretty unpredictable all over the place. Um, but I have clear favorites. I'm unbiased given that I was born in Toronto. They will not win the finals, unfortunately. That's one of my main predictions. But yeah, I guess we'll get started playing 9, 10. Pelicans or OKC, and I predict OKC to win that one. SGA probably a 45-point triple double. Maybe Josh Giddey another triple double. Um, yeah, I predict big things. I think Pelicans aren't fully healthy or not 100%, while OKC, I think SGA will carry them. So yeah, they'll definitely advance. Lakers against Minnesota. I think the Lakers will win that one and advance to the first round. I'd say the Lakers will win. Yeah, it was pretty easy. They're pretty healthy all around. They have D'Angelo Russell, LeBron James, and remember Minnesota doesn't have Rudy Gobert, so they're obviously not fully strength. Even though Rudy Gobert kind of sucks, but they they still don't have the depth and the potential compared to the Lakers. So I guess who will be the eighth seed? I think OKC will win again with high another SGA 40-point triple double. Like maybe Anthony Edwards might lock him down, but I think SGA is too OP. I guess in the East, I think Toronto will beat the Chicago Bulls. I swear Toronto. I don't know how they even won 41 games. I swear they only won like 20 or 30 games throughout the season, but I don't watch them because I'm a fake fan. But yeah, I just think Toronto is more balanced compared to the Bulls, and yeah, home court advantage. Miami versus Atlanta. I think Miami will win. Trae Young kind of chokes in the playoffs. And Toronto against Atlanta. I think Toronto will still win. Kind of biased, of course, but yeah, I think Atlanta is a bit overrated this season. They shouldn't be a playoff team, but yeah, they should rebuild. Um, Milwaukee against Toronto. I think Toronto will win in 7 games. Yeah, I just don't think Milwaukee is that good this year compared to previous years, even though they do have the best record in the NBA. I still think Toronto can beat them. I'd say it's a tough 7 game series, but I was Pascal Siakam. I think he'll get the better of Giannis, and the rest of the role players. Toronto will probably step up. Knicks against Cleveland. Yeah, I think the Knicks will win this one probably in. I'd say it could probably be in a sweep or 5 games. I just think that New York it's their destiny. This year, a New York based team will win. Spoiler alert, but yeah, yeah, I'd say in 5 games. Philly against Brooklyn. I'd say Brooklyn wins in 7. As good as Joel Embiid is, you see Cam Thomas and Mikal Bridges. They're just a new, they're just a team with a lot of energy. And obviously, the X factor is Ben Simmons returning to Philadelphia. Let me take a look at some Ben Simmons stats. But zero, zeros all over the board. But if if Ben Simmons plays, I think he'll be a big X factor, and he'll be the one who carries Brooklyn past Philadelphia and basically make the haters hate him even more. But yeah, that's pretty much the only way to get people. He'll get respect from anyone is basically to show out against the 76ers, and I have a good feeling that he'll be able to. Boston against Miami. I think Boston's been really good, so yeah, I'd say Boston will win in 5 games. Western Conference, Denver against OKC. Um, yeah, I think even though SGA will drop a 40-point triple double, Jokic will drop a 30-point triple double. Um, and yeah, the Denver is just a really strong team right now. They have bad momentum, but yeah, I think they're a pretty deep team. And OKC's probably not. They already played 2 tough games, and Denver has a lot more rest. So I think a 6 game win in 6. Phoenix against the Clippers. I think Phoenix will sweep. No Paul George or not 100% full capacity, especially Kawhi, even though he could turn it up in playoffs. Like, how he's not used to the intensity. Like, he rests so much in the regular season and injuries and all that. Like, even though he won't have the same playoff impact as before because he's so used to the rest. Like even turning it up and just playing like 6, 7 straight games, even 4 straight high effort games. I don't think his body is used to it. So I think the first few games will be tough, but it'll be a pretty easy sweep for Phoenix, undefeated with KD. They're just a really deep team, despite how much I hate them. Sacramento versus Golden State. I think Golden State will sweep. As good as Sacramento is this year, like during playoff time, Golden State is near unbeatable. Memphis against Lakers. I'd say Lakers in seven. I just can't doubt LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and now they've got a semi more legit roster compared to the previous 2 years. Um, Maybe John Morant, Dylan Brooks, but yeah, I don't know. It's just the LeBron factor is key. Second round, it's Milwaukee against Cleve. Milwaukee against the Knicks, or actually Toronto against the Knicks. That Toronto is not good enough against the Knicks. Knicks Knicks has pretty much Julius Randle could easily match up with Siakam. Jalen Brunson's been doing really good this year, so I'd say Knicks in five or Knicks in six. Should be pretty easy for them. And the next one is Brooklyn against Boston. I think Brooklyn will get revenge on Boston for what happened in the previous years. They don't have the big three anymore, but they do have some very solid players, and I think um, people underestimate the strength of the Brooklyn Nets, especially if Ben Simmons is playing. It'll be a very entertaining series. So I think Brooklyn in seven. Denver and Phoenix. I think just Phoenix like KD will not be stopped. So I think Phoenix in six. Golden State against Lakers. That's a really tough one to judge because you got LeBron, but Golden State's got a lot of shooters as well. I say Lakers in seven, just because I Golden State is not as feared as it used to be. Like Draymond's getting pretty old. He's still okay, but he's old. He won't have the same impact as before. Still some young players like Kuminga, Gary Payton, um, Jordan Poole, but I just think Lakers have so much energy. It's a pretty well-rounded team, except for I guess a lack of sharpshooters, but they still have decent shooters, and I think they'll close it out in seven. Eastern Conference Finals, Knicks against the Nets. Um, I think the Nets will win in seven. Like as good as the Knicks are, they have lots of great players this year. I just think the Nets have a really great underdog story. They traded away the big three, and making it all the way to the finals will be a really good story. Especially with like basically the all-star of the team is Ben Simmons, who played only like 10 games over the last 10 years. So yeah, um, I think I have faith in Ben Simmons. I have faith in Brooklyn Nets. I don't even know half the roster. Yeah, Cam Thomas, Mikal Bridges, Ben Simmons, Utah, Seth Curry, Spencer Dinwiddie. You just see a bunch of like above average players, but I just think they have great potential. A lot of still young players, so yeah, I think Brooklyn in six, Brooklyn in seven for and the other conference. Phoenix against Lakers. I think the Lakers will win this in 6 games. I think KD will suffer his first loss. Wait, forgot what I predicted before, but yeah, I think yeah, he'll hand Phoenix Suns a L. Um, yeah, as good as Kevin Durant and the whole team is, I just think AD is unstoppable. This is a bit different compared to 2021. There is like D'Angelo Russell, a very serviceable all-star potential player. LeBron James is pretty healthy. Um, Good role players like Jared Vanderbilt. They have Rui. They just have a pretty good squad compared to previous years. Even though and LeBron, if LeBron at the point, I think they're very very solid, um, all well rounded, and definitely have the. I'm just a big fan of LeBron, so I don't see him losing to Phoenix. So yeah, I'd say Lakers in seven. So yeah, Lakers in seven for all their games, and in the finals, I'd say Brooklyn in seven. So basically, Lakers will play 28 playoff games, but they end up losing the last one, the most important one. Brooklyn Nets will win the NBA championship, and yeah, that's my prediction. Brooklyn in seven, and it'll be a very poetic ending. Um, I don't know what will happen next year to the Nets, but I just think Brooklyn has the capacity to win the NBA Finals, and that's my prediction. Finals MVP will, I'd say the Finals MVP will be either Cam Johnson, no, not Cam Johnson, I mean Cam Thomas. Um, I don't think he'll pop off that much until the NBA Finals. Maybe runner-up will be Ben Simmons. I'd say he can. pretty much average a casual triple double, like 12, 10, 10. If he's playing, and great defensive presence. There's a very well-rounded team overall. So that's a player prediction. Brooklyn Nets NBA champions 2023. Thanks for watching. See you next time.